Arachin Daf Chavches. Up until now, we were discussing if a person has his de'achuza and he's magdish to the bedek habayis, etc. Now we're going to go into a new concept called cherem. Cherem is if a person takes an object of his and he says this should be cherem either to the bedek habayis or this should be cherem to a kohen. That object becomes kadosh. Says the Mishnah, one should not take a full category and make it cherem. You could take a partial part of it and make it cherem, but not all of it. It's machlokes. Chacham say that if a person went ahead and took a whole category, let's say he took all his slaves and he made them cherem to the bedek habayis, according to Chachamim, it's cherem, it's chal. According to Rebbe Lezer and Rebbe Lezer ben Azariah, it's not cherem. The pasuk says, "Ach kol cherem asher yachrim ish lashem mikol asher loy." The Gemara is going to darshan what we do with that mem. May adam. What do we do with the word adam? May adam. And ubehema, what do we do with that word? Umisdei achuzasim, what do we do with that word? Mikol ashaloi, says the Gemara, you shouldn't make cherem kol ashaloi. It should be mikol, from all of it, just part of a category, not all. Now I would think maybe the pasuk is talking about all your belongings. That's why the Torah says may adam. Even in one category, you shouldn't give all of it to the Beis Hamikdash or to the Kohanim. Misedei. And not all your fields, I would think fields are different because you could just jump in and become an artist by somebody, you could become a partner. Kamashmalan, even a field, you can't give all of your fields. If it wouldn't have said mikol, I would think that perhaps only fields and slaves, you shouldn't give away all of it because those are things that a person's livelihood is dependent upon it. But let's say metaltalin, just random objects, you could give a full category. Kamashmalan, in any category, you can't give all of it. When the Torah says mi behema, we learn from there that just like an animal is something you sell forever, so too cherem has to be something you can sell forever. But that comes to be might, your own kid, your own daughter, you could sell her, but not forever. And as they mikna, as we learned, you can sell, but only until yovel. Therefore, your own daughter and a field cannot be cherem. According to Rebbe Lazar, a person is allowed to waste, so to speak, more than 20% of everything he owns to give to tzedakah. He's allowed to be mebazbez yoiser mechomesh. According to Rebbe Lezer ben Azariah, it's aser. We learn from Yaakov Avinu, it says aser asrenu. Aser is 10%, asrenu is another 10%, 20%, up until 20% you can give to the aniyim. But even according to Rebbe Lezer, that you're allowed to give more than 20%, it cannot be from one category. You have to make sure that you don't give a full category away to an ani. Says the Mishnah, Kohanim cannot do cherem at all, because cherem goes right back to the Kohanim. So it doesn't make sense for them to do cherem and then take it back. Leviim cannot do cherem when it comes to karka, because it says in the pasuk, achuzas oilam, and there's a machlokes though, whether we're makish karka to metaltalin, and metaltalin they also would not be able to do, or perhaps they can. It says, if you make a karka cherem, you say this karka should be for a kohen. Which kohen gets it? Says the Gemara, the kohanim that are performing the avodah in that mishmar when he said it. How do we know that? Because we learn from gezel hager. Gezel hager is if somebody steals from a ger, gerim don't have any relatives, and therefore he swore to the ger when he was alive that he didn't steal from him. The ger died, so what he has to do is he has to pay the principal plus 20% and bring a eil asham. Who gets the eil asham? The kohanim in that mishmar. So therefore, this day cherem, also the kohanim in that mishmar, they receive it. His machlokes whether we make a hekesh between metaltal and karka, or he could just give it to any kohen he wants when it comes to metaltal. If a person is a magdish as de'achuza, as we had in the other sugya, he takes a field and he gives it to hegdish. Who receives the field? The kohanim that are performing the avodah in that mishmar. Now, what happens? The Gemara discusses if yovel falls out on Shabbos. Rosh Hashanah falls out on Shabbos. According to the Manda Omer that says that the fields go back to the kohanim on Rosh Hashanah, not on Yom Kippur, that Shabbos has two mishmaros. Which mishmar receives it? It says the Gemara is the mishmar that yovel hit upon. As soon as yovel came in, that mishmar was performing the avodah. Yes, you're right, there's another Mishmar afterwards, but that's too late. The first Mishmar gets it. Shemitah, when the Shemitah Mishamet allows things to go back all the way at the end of Shemitah. Says the Mishnah, if somebody says this object should be Chayrim for Kohanim, it becomes Kadosh, where you're not allowed to use it, and if you use it, even though it's in your house, you use it, you're Over Amila. How do we know this? Because it says in the Pasuk called Chayrim, Kodesh Kadashim. Now, once you give it to the Kohen, it becomes Chulin for anything. It's no longer Kodesh because it says in the Pasuk called Chayrim B'Yisrael, L'chayeh, it should be for you. If a person says this object should be Chayrim, but doesn't specify whether it should go to a Kohen or to the Beis Hamikdash, for that, we have a machlokes in the Gemara. What is it? Is it the Kohanim's or is it for the Bedek Habayis? Have a wonderful day.